Hello, welcome to Mystic Melodies Tune In Tuesday. I am LaFlamme and Happy New Year. Today we're going to be talking about musical breakthroughs and how to tune out that negative thinking through music and source. So last week's episode, I did a deeper dive, a whole episode on stepping out of your creative comfort zones and breaking the fear box. And during that episode, I only briefly touched on accessing a higher source. So I actually wanted to do this episode specifically geared towards tapping into source and universe to break down that negative thinking, right, and tune it out. So for me, personally, it is through meditation, music, and mantras that, when combined together, break down that wall, that break down the blockage, right, that keeps us from tapping into that spiritual, creative curiosity. And when we do that, we can tap in and usher in source and universe to uplift our soul, bring positivity, musical vibrations, which inquires us, or allows us, I should say, to step into experiencing the internal now. And that is the place to be, right? So about 8 or 9 years ago, when I started teaching private music lessons, I ran into the same thing over and over with my students, which was, as soon as I would bring forth something, a music piece, or the challenge of a composition or something of like that, they would skim it over, think about it, and their first typical reaction, the common reaction was, this is too hard, or I'm not good enough. Right? And so as an instructor, as a leader, I was like, gosh, that's my job. That's my role, to turn around that negative perception of something being hard or new, right? So I sat quietly, and Source gave me the answer, which I believe is as simple as, it's not hard, it's new. Right? And I was like, right? It was just perfect, because it was very simple to teach, and it broke down those walls. It broke away that self-deprecative thought or idea that the student wasn't, good enough, or wasn't going to be able to learn that. I was able to simplify it. So I did a lot of thinking about it more this week as I was prepping for the show. And this whole, it's not hard, it's new, I realized doesn't really just apply, to music or composition. It's applicable to our daily lives. So I took some notes, and I wanted to share with you how it's really about how the unknown can be perceived as hard, right? That when something is new, if we interpret it as sort of a negative idea or whatnot, it sparks self-doubt, insecurities, and fear, and stuff like that, right? But really, in truth, it is, in my personal opinion, it's Source and Universe presenting in the present moment a new challenge, a challenge to grow, a challenge to change our mindset, to learn how to adopt a new positive mentality, right? We're asking ourselves to grow and change, and through the power of Source and Universe, we're able to do that, right? So the 3 things that work wonderfully for me are music, meditation, and mantra. So I thought I would take a hot second, took some notes, kind of break down my process and share those with you. So first and foremost, I like to make sure I have my instrument tuned to a frequency that works, right? I like 432 a lot because it's got that nice healing lower vibe, and it has a nice energy to it, right? And then I like to have a nice cozy chair or a pillow, or something that makes me feel relaxed. And then thirdly, I like to have some candles, right? So I get those things kind of together. And the first thing I need to do for myself is get in the right mindset, right? And so I've adopted a very simple Japanese meditation technique where you position your pillow, and you already have your candle lit, and you get comfy, and you sit about arm's length from the candle, and you focus on the wick, not the dancing flame, but you focus on the wick, and you take a couple of deep breaths, and then you stare at it, and then you close your eyes, right? You close your eyes and you see that image. You can see the candle and that flame in your mind, in your retinas, in your eyelids, right? In your mind's eye, whatever you want to interpret it as. And you focus on that till it drifts away. And you do it a couple of times. And the point to this is to clear the mental chaos, right? Clear the mechanism and get all of life's blah, right? Mumbo jumbo, right? Out. And you become calm and restful, right? And then I'd like to focus on creating personal mantra, right? Something that you can speak out, that's truth to you. Personally, something that I like to do is I say every day in musical ways, I'm getting better and better. Every day in musical ways, I'm getting better and better. And so when I sit down after I've done my breathing and my imagery, right, I say this with passion, with conviction, with honesty, with confidence, and most of all with belief, right? Because you're in the present now, and you're calling that, and you're claiming that, and you're bonding with Source and Universe with that, right? So super important. And then lastly, when I'm in that great zone, right, and I'm feeling the intuition from Spirit, Source, and I am being revealed the negative perceptions that need to be gotten rid of, right? They come forth, and I put them out, and I bring forth positive energy inside and into my soul, and I let all that go. I see those walls fall down like dust, and the light enter in, and I envision a calm, beautiful state, right, of positivity. And then I reach over to my instrument, and I grab her, and well, my favorite is lyric, right? And I begin to just play something simple. And I let those tones and that sound and those notes, chords vibrate through me, bringing an uplifting spirit to my soul and making that connection, and just allowing the release and the bringing in of Source and Universe through that music. And I listen, and I hear intuitively what is being spoken, that I can begin to focus on and sing out and just continue to play and just enjoy that. And so, I mean, in a nutshell, that's basically what I do multiple times a week. And I, on a daily basis, do my mantras, and keeping in mind that nothing really is truly hard, it's just new, right? And when we're willing to tap into Source and Universe and experience that music and let it flow through our hearts and souls, we can rid that negativity, right? Negativity cannot live in that space, and we can just get rid of it, right? So, in closing, just remember, it's not hard, it's new, and you're always up for growth, creative energies, inspiration, positive mindset, and overall well-being through Source and Universe. So thank you for joining me for Mystic Melodies Tune In Tuesday. I'm LaFlamme, and if you pop on to Rumble, I'm at Fire with N, right? Fire with in a capital N. I would love it if you would give me a follow. And of course, if you're watching this on X, it would mean a ton if you liked and shared. But anyways, I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you. Bye.